There's a version of you that has never missed a workout. And that version of you did not get there by always feeling motivated. That version of you learned one thing that most people have never figured out, that the days that you don't feel like working out are the days that matter most. And I know that sounds like something you'd stitch on a pillow. Feelings are like weather, not commands. Most people treat motivation like it's a prerequisite for working out, like you have to feel ready before you're allowed to go. And that's a trap because motivation is a feeling and feelings don't follow a schedule. Some days you wake up and you're ready to run through a wall. Other days you wake up and can't find a reason to put on your shoes. Here's the shift. You don't wait for the weather to be perfect before you drive to work. You don't cancel your job because you don't feel like going. There are things in your life that happen regardless of how you feel because you've decided they're non-negotiable. The gym needs to be one of those things. The people who have trained consistently for years are not people who always felt like training. They're people who stopped treating their feeling as a permission slip. They disconnected the action from the emotion. You may have heard of the 2-minute rule before. The idea if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. I want to reframe it for the gym specifically because I think the original version undersells how powerful it is. On the days you don't feel like working out, I mean the days where you genuinely cannot summon up the will to lace up, the only job you have is to start, not complete the workout, not to hit a PR, just to start. Put your shoes on, get in the car, walk through the door. That's the entire assignment for the first 2 minutes. Because here's what almost always happens. Once you start, you keep going. Not because you feel amazing, but because stopping now feels worse than continuing. The inertia flips. You went from, I don't want to do this, to, I'm already here, I might as well finish. Now, the 2-minute rule doesn't make working out easier. It makes the decision smaller. And the days you don't feel like it, a smaller decision is the only kind of decision you can make. Here's something most people miss. The reason you don't feel like working out isn't always a motivation problem. Sometimes it's a friction problem. And friction is always fixable. If your gym bag isn't packed, that's friction. If your gym clothes are in a dresser drawer, that's friction. If your gym is 25 minutes away and out of your way, that's friction. And friction compounds. Enough of it, and I don't feel like it becomes I'm not going. People who stay consistent have quietly removed friction from their setup. Their bag is packed the night before, their clothes are laid out, the gym is on the way to work or 5 minutes from home. Their workouts is scheduled at a time when their energy is naturally higher, not at 9 a.m. after a full day. This one is practical and most people don't have it. A bad day workout protocol. It's a pre-planned, stripped down version of your workout that you run specifically on the days when everything says no. Here's the thing about bad days. They're not random, they're predictable. You know that some days you'll be tired, stressed, or just completely flat. Instead of running 5 kilometers, you'll walk for 15 minutes. The bar is low, deliberately, because the goal on a bad day is not optimization. The goal is presence. What you'll find out when you implement this is that the bad day protocol almost always turns into a full session anyway. Because once you're there and moving, your body catches up. But even when it doesn't, even when you do the minimum and leave, you've still won. You showed up, that vote got cast. Write down your bad day protocol before you need it. Specific movements, specific duration, specific minimum. Have it ready for when your hard day comes. You're not deciding, you're executing. This one is the one I think makes the biggest psychological difference, and it's also the most overlooked. People have a binary relationship with their workouts. Either they did it right, full session, full effort, all planned movements, or they failed. This is a disaster for consistency because it means anything else less than perfect doesn't count, which means perfection becomes the enemy of presence. Here's the reframe. The day you show up half strength, tired, distracted, going through the motions is worth more than the day you stayed home and did nothing. Not because the quality was the same, it wasn't, but because showing up built a habit, staying home broke it. People who have been training for years, the ones that look like they've never missed a workout, they are not people who had a perfect session every time. They are people who redefined what counts. A walk counts. 3 sets count. 15 minutes counts. Doing half your program and leaving counts. When you're having a hard day, the standard isn't, was that my best workout? The standard is, did I show up? If the answer is yes, that's a win, full stop. By the way, if you haven't joined our email list yet, now's a good time. The link is down in the description and the top pinned comment. Let me bring all of this together because the through line here is something I want to make sure lands before you click away. The days you don't feel like working out are the days that matter most. Not because suffering is noble, not because hard things are inherently better, but because those are the days that reveal whether you have a system or just a streak. Those are the days that separate people who stay consistent for years from people who are always starting over. Feelings are much like weather, they come and go. Your identity, your environment, your protocol, your standard for what counts, those are things that hold up when the feeling doesn't show up. You're not trying to feel like working out every day. You're building a system that doesn't need you to. If you want to go deeper on exactly how to build the system, I made a video specifically on why motivation is making you weaker and what to replace it with. You can check that out by clicking right over here. See you next time.